Long Island would bar teachers and any other educators from bringing firearms into schools. Only security and law enforcement would get to carry them. Current state law permits guns on school campuses and in school buildings if the school grants permission on a case-by-case basis. President Trump's talk of tariffs has led to trade war threats, which President Trump has happily escalated. He answered the critics yesterday who threatened to push back. More from correspondent David Wright.
Right now, people are bracing for whatever might come next on talk of a possible trade war. The president hinted that he's willing to draw up new tariffs on imported steel and aluminum. When the EU and Canada threatened to retaliate, he said that, well, he'd slap a tax on European auto imports if that were the case. It's gotten a lot of people nervous here, Democrats and Republicans.
Today, the White House trade advisor, Peter Navarro, explained on the Sunday talk shows that no countries would be excluded from steel and aluminum tariffs. And Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross said he believed the president will make a formal announcement this week. British Prime Minister Theresa May called President Trump this morning and expressed deep concern about a possible trade war with the European Union. Wins News Time 2:35. If you've ever tried to plan a wedding in New York City, you know how expensive it can be. But do you really know how expensive? It's probably even worse than you thought. Manhattan is the most expensive borough to have a wedding in, according to the Knot.com in a new survey. Get this, it costs an average of $77,000. That is more than double the national average and way more than all the other boroughs, which have a combined average of about $46,000. The big costs are the venues, bands, and photographers, which are all more expensive in Manhattan like everything else. But Manhattan brides also spent more on their dresses, about $2,000, which is also double the national average. Wins News Time 2:36. Bill Cosby will be back in court tomorrow. It's a pre-trial hearing. The issue between his lawyers and prosecutors is how many of his accusers will be allowed to testify at his retrial for sexual assault. Here's correspondent Julie Walker.
Prosecutors in Bill Cosby's retrial want to call as many as 19 other women to the witness stand to show he had a 5-decade pattern of drugging and harming women. In his first trial, the judge allowed just one other accuser to testify. That ended in a hung jury last year. Cosby's lawyers say they'll seek to delay the April 2nd retrial if other accusers are given a chance to testify. They say they need extra time to look into the allegations. The hearing comes just 10 days after the death of one of Cosby's 3 daughters.
Wins News Time 2:37.
Hello, New York. It's Jeff from CatSpotLitter.com. Is a cat a part of your family? If so, please listen up. We have a real problem. 8 billion pounds of clumping clay litter gets put into our landfills every year. That's why I created Cat Spot Litter. It's 100% organic, all natural, dust-free, lightweight coconut cat litter. We're thinking healthier, folks, and we hope you are too. With Cat Spot Litter, when your cat's done with it, recycle it. Use it in your yard, flower bed, or your compost pile. Folks, I just want you to give it a try. We offer a money-back guarantee. Just go to CatSpotLitter.com, and that's CatSpot, S-P-O-T. Please use promo code SPOT3 for 15% off your first order. That's promo code SPOT3. I appreciate you listening.
It's 42 degrees, getting up to 45 in Midtown. Wins News Time 2:38. And 1010 Wins Entertainment News. A beloved comic actor has died. A story from correspondent Dave Schreiber.
He was a prolific actor, best known for playing a surgeon on the TV series MASH.
I guess I tend to underestimate the stupidity of the American consumer.
David Ogden Stiers also did voiceover acting in several Disney blockbusters, including Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast. Stiers has died at the age of 75 after a battle with bladder cancer. In the twilight of his career, Stiers came out saying he was proud to be dead.
Wins News Time 2:39.
You know that Apple drivers like you can earn you more money plus benefits? Or to drive trucks, buses, and tractor trailers at Ferrari Driving School, where they've been teaching safe driving since 1968. There are training centers in Queens, Brooklyn, and now the Bronx. Free
tournament preparation course. Restrictions apply. Call 718-278-6679. Get your license in less than 1 month. Open 7 days a week. Payment plans and free training are available if you qualify. Get CDL lifetime job placement assistance through Ferrari Driving School. Hey, taxi drivers, looking for a safe driving job that will earn you more money? CDL is your answer. 718-278-6679. And yes, we also train on car, motorcycle, scooter, and forklift. Save 10% on your insurance and reduce points by taking our defensive driving course. Call now and get started today. 718-278-6679. Or visit us at FerrariDrivingSchool.com.
Live and local 24 hours a day. Your all-news station, 1010 Wins.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. It's 42 degrees at 2:40 on this Sunday, the 4th of March. I'm Sonia Rincon, and here's what's happening at Ted's Outpatients in Westchester and other suburbs north of the city where the power is still out for tens of thousands of people after the nor'easter Friday. Police are looking for the gunman who fired shots at an off-duty correction officer in Queens. A Russia investigation has turned the spotlight on the United Arab Emirates and whether a businessman friendly with White House advisors was trying to buy influence on behalf of the UAE. The man of Ben & Jerry's ice cream is arrested in Vermont. He was protesting a local hot-button political issue. 1010 Winds AccuWeather forecast. Breezy, clouds giving way to sun this afternoon. High 45, tonight mostly cloudy, low 31. Tomorrow, sun and some clouds, high 44.
This is debut Rams. Stephen Matz and Jacob deGrom in the headlines for the Mets who are playing the Nationals in spring training. Meantime, the Yankees are facing the Rays. Knicks and Nets are out west tonight, and the Devils will be home for Vegas.
Wednesday time 2:41. Traffic and transit on the ones. Here's Gloria Chava.
Not looking pretty on the FDR Drive if you're heading northbound. Sponsored by Tomorrow Sleep. Northbound is going to be heavy from the 20s up to the 90s. There's flooding at 96th Street. It's blocking the left and center lanes, causing some big headaches. Southbound, you're going to see some rubbernecking delays. Heading over to Kearney, there's flooding on Route 7 heading westbound. So it's blocking all lanes between the Turnpike and Belleville Turnpike. That's as you make your way out of Jersey City. Now, here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. George Washington Bridge inbound is going to be 5 to 10 minutes on the upper and the lower levels. Outbound 5 to 10 minutes on both levels. Lincoln and Holland are 5 to 10 in both directions. And now this message. Welcome tomorrow with a new Tomorrow hybrid mattress crafted by the sleep experts at Sorta Simmons. Use code DRIVE for $125 off at tomorrowsleep.com. I'm Gloria Tupper. Our next report at 2:51 on 1010 Winds.
Winds news time 2:42. The power's still out for thousands of people whose neighborhoods got pummeled with wind gusts in the nor'easter Friday. Storm took out lots of trees and power lines in Westchester, but the utility that serves the upper part of the county still has a lot of work to do.
NICEAD says it's got crews from as far away as Canada working diligently to repair the many scattered outages from Friday. But here at the Heritage Hills Activity Center in Somers, which serves as a shelter, Muriel is none too happy with the utility.
We'd like to be able to get more updates and get a better sense of what's happening.
A large part of this development is without power, including Manny Stern's place.
I'm 85, but I have a heart condition, and I'm supposed to be getting a new valve in a couple of days, and the house is freezing. It's really, really bad.
There are cots in the shelter which has power, but many are sleeping at home. Roger Stern, 1010 Winds in Somers in northern Westchester.
There are still more than 100,000 people in the city and immediate suburbs out. Con Ed says it'll have its Westchester sections nearly all back online by tomorrow, Tuesday at the latest. Con Ed is giving out free dry ice today at the Kmart in Yorktown Heights and the City Hall parking lot in New Rochelle all afternoon. With news time 2:43, police are investigating a shooting that may have targeted an off-duty Department of Correction officer in Queens early this morning. There are reports that the officer returned fire, but no one was hurt. Detectives are looking for clues that might lead to the two suspects at the scene on 20th Avenue and Steinway Street. With news time 2:44.
Good enough. That'll do. Okay. These are words that are content, that are fine with being average, that avoid the hard stuff, the challenging stuff, the let's do it smarter stuff, which is why you'll never hear them at Honda. seating for 8 passengers, which is more than you'll find on a Nissan Pathfinder. Now those are the kind of words we can get behind. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Pilot today to see what expecting more gets you.
Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on all models.
Comparison major comparably equipped models. See dealer for financing details. Wins News Time, 2:45, now 10:10 Wins Sports. Here's Dave Urich.
Well, Sonia, Mets fans should be very concerned about the first three outings for Steven Matz. Amazons are losing 7-2, bottom 5 to the Nationals in Port St. Lucie. Matz faced 9 batters, walked 2 of them, recorded only 2 outs, and got lit up for 5 runs.
That's a reflection of what the guys there and they're able to just get their barrels to it, just put them in the hole. So the ball was up. Really, I was supposed to my spot back a few inches into the game of inches, and they were able to put balls in play and get base hits.
Some positives, Jay Bruce and Todd Frazier went yard. Meantime, the Mets releasing another one of their injury reports. Jacob deGrom threw aside today as he nurses lower back stiffness. It was expected to be live BP. The righty says everything's fine.
The other day was 20 pitches, today was 40, so, again, everything felt good, so I think now it's time to start facing some hitters.
DeGrom expected to toss the simulated game on Tuesday. Opening day remains a question mark. Yankees are losing 4-0 to the Rays. Top 5 in Tampa. Chad Green, 2 scoreless, 4 strikes. Aroldis Chapman, a third of an inning, 3 batters. His spring debut, he gave up a run on 1 hit while clunking a batter. NBA basketball on the Big Apple's beyond brutal right now. Knicks got the Kings tonight. Losers of 11 of 12. New York with no defense Friday night against the Clippers, and the usually calm Jeff Hornacek. Not too pleased.
It's not even about the scoring. Defensively, it's disappointing. The guys just kind of lined it up. You saw Rivers had just made 2 threes, and we're going to let him just line it up and shoot another one. You can all over guys. That's a pride thing.
Nets dropped 14 out of 16. Meantime, they face the Clippers tonight. Devils, Golden Knights from the Rock early this evening. Jersey losers of 2 in a row, but they still got a 5-point cushion for the first wild card in the East. Rangers only 3 points back to the second wild card after winning 3 in a row. Mark Stahl and company not giving up with 16 games left.
Obviously, everyone knows it's a long shot, but they said we've started 3 together here, and we have a lot of teams coming up that are ahead of us in tight, so it wasn't make it interesting.
Islanders are really, meantime, winless in their last 6 after trying to prepare a 1-goal lead for Pittsburgh yesterday. College basketball today, Big Ten championship later on in the Garden, featuring Purdue against Michigan. Elsewhere, UConn will visit number 25 Houston. CAA quarters plus Hofstra up against UNC Wilmington tonight. And at the back, Sully's Iona will face St. Peter's while Fairfield take on Quinnipiac. Sports at 15:45 around the clock. Dave Urich, 10:10 Wins Sports.
Wins News Time, 2:47.
I want my social worker because she helped me through a tough time. My social worker was here yesterday and my mom was like, I'm a Catholic. When I lost my baby, these social workers helped me get through it.
Archie is social work month. Just in your 31 days dedicated to children, where social workers spend helping families in need. I recognize the sacrifices social workers make every day by constantly putting others before themselves. That's why CareWell has partnered with Girl Scouts Troop 989 in an effort to allow today's youth to thank these caregivers for acting as role models and leaders in our communities. CareWell, they employ hundreds of social workers throughout the nation who dedicate their lives to helping others. Our youth are the leaders of tomorrow. And CareWell is proud to partner with the Girl Scouts in saluting today's social workers in the hospitals and in their sectors who have made a positive difference in our community.
Thank you.
Centers Network. Renewal happens here. Wins News Time 2:48. A new development in Robert Mueller's Russia investigation reported by the New York Times has put a U.S. ally in an awkward position. Correspondent Tom Ant explained.
The Times reports Robert Mueller has turned his attention to George Miller, a businessman with deep connections to the UAE, to gain information about possible attempts by the Emiratis to buy political influence with the president by directing money to the Trump campaign. The investigators have also asked about Mr. Nader's role in White House policymaking. The Times goes on to report Nader received a detailed report last fall from a top Trump fundraiser about a private meeting with the president in the Oval Office. That fundraiser also reportedly has deep financial ties to the UAE.
Nader visited the White House frequently last year, according to the Times, with Jared Kushner and Steve Bannon. On the Korean Peninsula this weekend, more movement on the diplomatic front. Correspondent Julie Cho has the latest from Seoul.
South Korean President Moon Jae-in is sending special envoys to North Korea on Monday to
the city's rare red-tailed hawks have been documenting quite high-profile things. According to the Post, a hawk family in Tompkins Square Park is dealing with a feeding scandal. Oh yes, this is a big deal because hawks generally mate for life. The hawks there are named Crystal and Dora. Dora recently had to be treated for an injured wing. While she was gone, another female appeared. She's been named Laura, and she and Crystal became an item. Then Dora came back. According to the Post, people watching this drama unfold saw quite the screech fest. Not quite feathers flying, but heard three of them literally screaming at each other. Apparently, Crystal had a choice to make, or the females had to agree to share him. Get your binoculars and some popcorn. Wave News Time 251. From the Ram Truck Traffic Center, here's Gloria Tucker.
So here is what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Not looking pretty. The Brooklyn Valley Tunnel and Kingston Tunnel each only have one tube open for weekend construction, so that tube is taking two-way traffic. Now we have a big issue on the Brooklyn Valley Tunnel. All lanes are closed in both directions because there's a stalled car in the tunnel, and that's, of course, blocking all lanes. So that means in completely blocked right now. You might want to jump over to the Brooklyn Bridge or the Manhattan Bridge. Moving over to the Queenston Tunnel westbound, you have traffic almost all the way back to the LIE. Now taking you over to the Holland and Lincoln Tunnel, 5 minutes in both directions there. The George Washington Bridge outbound is 5 to 10 minutes on both levels. Inbound is 10 to 15 on the upper, about 5 to 10 on the lower levels. Heading over to the north end of Sierra Drive, it's slow from the 20s up to the 90s. There's flooding at 96th Street. It's blocking the left and center lanes, and it's causing some big headaches for people. You'll also see some southbound rubberneck delays as well. And a jam tunnel with 1010 lanes traffic to line 844 jam 1010. That's 844-526-1010. I'm Gloria Chapa. Our next report at 3:01 on 1010 Wind.
Wind News Time 252. Now the official 1010 Wind AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist John Fearing with his live report.
The clouds have been hanging tough out there today, but we're seeing more breaks of sunshine now. Temperatures topping out in the mid-40s this afternoon. Still a little bit breezy. Partly mostly cloudy tonight down to 31. And tomorrow, sunshine with some clouds, still a little bit breezy up to 44. Partly cloudy tomorrow down to 33. An increase in clouds Tuesday ahead of the next storm, I-44. That storm is likely to bring some snow as we head into Wednesday. It could be mixed with some rain. Some snow accumulation is looking more and more likely here now. On a high Wednesday, 37. That pulls away Wednesday night, Thursday, blustery and chilly. 44. Right now, from 542, there's some clouds and 53% in northwest of 23. Getting the current temperature 42, going up to 45 in Midtown. I'm Agricultur's John Fear from New York's Weather Station. 1010 Wind.
Wind News Time 253.
How do you make the internet better for everyone? Make it faster for all. Introducing a true revolution in internet speed from Spectrum with game-changing new starting speeds of 200 megabits. That's double our previous speed. Plus, we're introducing Spectrum Internet Gig with speeds up to 940 megabits. It's part of our commitment to bringing you a faster, more reliable network every day. Visit Spectrum.com. Restrictions apply. Spectrum.com for details. Tonight, season 2 of The Good Fight begins on CBS All Access. Kill all the boys. With those words, Sam Bruno will ram down his screen.
Oh my God.
Christine Baranski.
What's going on in the world?
Rich Gumbo and Rose Leslie. There's no reason like lawyers. A couple of lawyers get killed, you think you all have targets on your backs. The Good Fight streaming tonight exclusively on CBS All Access.
Wind News Time 254. 2 New York State troopers are recovering from some serious injuries today after a vehicle hit them on Interstate 90 in East Greenbush, New York this morning. The troopers were assisting another driver who had had a minor accident at around 5:15. They had put out flares and emergency lights. There was also a tow truck on the scene, but the other vehicle hit them. Both were thrown. They are reported to be in stable condition. An off-duty MTA bus driver is charged with drunk driving. Police say 40-year-old Derek Sanchez crashed his BMW near the Pelham Manor shopping plaza in the Bronx late last night. It's not clear if any other vehicles were involved. People apparently saw him sitting in the wrecked car and called 911. He was treated for injuries, tested for alcohol, and arrested. One of the founders of Ben & Jerry's ice cream has been arrested in Vermont. Correspondent Mona Rivera explains. Ben Simon was taken into custody during a protest Saturday over basing F-35 fighter jets at Burlington International Airport. And Police Lieutenant Matthew Sullivan says Simon wasn't the only one charged with disorderly conduct.
3 protesters were arrested.
Among other things, the protesters were cited for using loudspeakers to simulate the noise made by F-35 fighter jets.
The city has just admitted that it's illegal and that it's harmful and dangerous by making these arrests.
Burlington voters go to the polls Tuesday for a ballot on the F-35 issue. Wins News Time 2:56. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins. Here's Charlie Pellet.
Starbucks sees a silver lining in empty storefronts.
The lower rent and empty storefronts, an increase in supply of this is definitely good news for Starbucks. I mean, it's just going to lead to more profit for them.
Leslie Patton wrote the story for Bloomberg News.
It could mean that it's just going to be easier for them to get these leases. Potentially, maybe they'll sign for longer periods of time, or maybe they'll have the flexibility to sign for shorter periods of time.
But with vacant storefronts and possible lower rents, Starbucks isn't the only potential tenant looking at the space.
Real estate is going to be cheap for everyone, not just for Starbucks. So these empty storefronts, there could be more competition for them. There are lots of growing fast casual chains and other coffee shops that may be looking at the same exact real estate.
Starbucks is looking to new locations to help fuel sales growth, which recently has slowed. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Charlie Pellet for 1010 Wins.
Wins News Time 2:57.
If you're concerned about prostate cancer, listen closely. The #1 advance in prostate cancer treatment in over a decade is a powerful, extremely accurate radiation therapy called Cybernet. It is effective as surgery for prostate cancer, but with no pain, no incontinence, and less risk of infects. What's more, Cybernet treatment is incredibly convenient. Just 5 brief appointments in 1 week. But Cybernet was never available anywhere in Manhattan until NYU Winthrop Hospital, a pioneer in Cybernet, opened the NYU Winthrop NY Cybernet Center on Amsterdam Avenue between 66th and 67th Streets. NYU Winthrop has treated more prostate cancer patients with Cybernet than anyone in the country. So thanks to NYU Winthrop, the decade's #1 advance in prostate cancer treatment and the country's #1 treatment team are available in both Manhattan and Long Island. To learn more, call 1-866-WINTHROP or visit nyuwinthrop.org. NYU Winthrop Hospital. Your health means everything.
Wins News Time 2:58.
If you plan on selling or buying a home, listen to this important message. Rex Real Estate is selling homes in New York for 2% total. That's right, only 2%. Not the average of 6% traditional real estate agents charge. As a fully licensed brokerage, Rex does everything a traditional agent does. Listing on top real estate websites like Zillow, Trulia, and Street Easy. Even more, Rex uses advanced digital marketing tactics to find qualified buyers for your home. To see if you qualify, call 631-619-2333. 631-619-2333. Your dedicated Rex team handles everything from photography and open houses all the way to negotiating offers and closing paperwork. And that's not all. People selling their homes through Rex save an average of $25,000. If you want to pay just 2%, you've got to sell your home with Rex. To see if you qualify, call 631-619-2333. 631-619-2333. Rex is a fully licensed brokerage. License number 10311207158.
Wins News Time 2:59.
WINS, WINS-HD, WNEW-HD3 New York.
1010 Wins AccuWeather forecast. Getting cloudy tonight, a low of 31. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, high 44. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, low 33. Sunshine followed by increasing clouds on Tuesday with a high of 44 again. Then Wednesday, cloudy and breezy with a mix of snow and rain. Some snow accumulation is possible Wednesday, a high of 37. Right now, 42 degrees, cloudy, humidity 50%, the wind variable at 7 miles per hour, gusting to 23. More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Ryan Jones is our service aide. Mary Dennis is our writer. Jim Powers is our editor. I'm Sonia Rincon.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. It's 42 degrees at 3 o'clock.
o'clock on this Sunday, March 4th. I'm David Weiss. Here's what's happening. As so many across the area still deal with the after effects of Friday's nor'easter, there's another system brewing, this one packing snow in the days ahead. A live update on the way from AccuWeather. Tonight, the 90th Academy Awards will have an Oscars preview with a focus on the Best Picture category where history could be made. The investigation's underway after a body was found in Prospect Park, Brooklyn. 2 other bodies were found floating in a lake at a park in Newark. And what would happen if a presidential candidate rally was held and no one showed up, including the candidate? That actually happened in Egypt. 10-10 winds AccuWeather. Sun has broken out, at least partial sunshine. Mid-40s this afternoon, down to 31 tonight with mostly cloudy skies.
This is Dave Uram. I'll give you the latest on Jacob deGrom as the Mets play the Nats in spring training. The Yankees are hosting the Rays. Tonight the Knicks and Mets are out west, and the Devils are home for Vegas.
Winds near time 301. From the Ram Trucks Traffic Center, here's Gloria Chapa.
Well, starting out with the FDR Drive, it's been a mess all day. Northbound is slow from the 20s. Now it's only slow up to the 70s. Now, there was some flooding reported at 96th Street. It doesn't look like it's heavy up in that area any longer. It looks like maybe things are getting a little bit better. But either way, just avoid the FDR for a few more minutes until that can clear up the rest of the way. Heading southbound on the Major Deegan. As you make your way into Willis Avenue, the right lanes are blocked with an accident. And here's what we see on Long Island Big 3, the LAE and the North State. Not too bad in either direction going between Queens and Suffolk. Now, you will see some slowdowns in both directions on the southern state between about exit 17 and 21. And the Meadowbrook southbound is bumper to bumper between the North State Parkway and Old Country Road. Looks like there's an accident being cleared there from the right lane. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Queens Midtown and the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel each only have one tube open for weekend construction. That's holding two-way traffic. Here's the problem. Looks like the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel is closed because of a disabled car, so avoid it. Right now, the Lincoln and Holland, no problems. The George inbound is 15 minutes on the upper level, 5 to 10 minutes in the lower and outbound as well. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones. I'm Gloria Chapa on 1010 Winds.
Winds news time 302. The after effects of that massive nor'easter on Friday still being felt across the area today. We'll have the latest on power restoration and cleanup in a moment, but now word we could very well be facing another storm in the days to come. 1010 Winds AccuWeather meteorologist John Furyk joins us live with what may be in store for us midweek. John?
Yeah, it looks like we're dry through Tuesday, but we will be watching a storm system that does look like it's going to develop into another coastal storm Tuesday night into Wednesday to our south, and then works northward. And at this point, it does look like we are likely to see some snow out of that, and probably see some accumulation like the last storm. Not a lot of cold air available, so probably will have some mixture with rain, at least over part of the tri-state area, but definitely stay tuned for further updates over the next couple of days. Certainly the track and intensity still a little bit up in the air, but it does look like some snow and probably some wind as well on the way for Wednesday and Wednesday night, David.
AccuWeather meteorologist John Furyk. Winds news time 303. Back to the problems so many are experiencing in the aftermath of Friday's storm. Utility crews blanketing the area today, making repairs. Westchester County hit especially hard. In the northern part of the county, residents in Somers are expressing frustration with how often they seem to lose power. 1010 Winds reporter Roger Stern spoke to this woman, Ellie, who told us the temperature at her house plummeted.
My thermostat this morning read 46 degrees. So
You slept in it.
I did.
What was it like?
Awful. It was not comfortable. And then I never had so many clothes on in my life.
NYSEG says it's working around the clock to make repairs with crews coming in from as far away as Canada. Con Ed also serves part of Westchester. This is Con Ed spokesman Alan Drury telling 1010 West.
We believe that we'll have the restoration in Westchester substantially done, about 90% done by Tuesday night.
About 80,000 customers in Westchester still without power. Repairs also being made across New Jersey, Long Island, and the 5 boroughs as well. Take out your Oscar scorecards. Tonight's the Big Night. Correspondent and aptly named Oscar Wells Gabriel takes a look at one of this year's top contenders for Best Picture, and also takes a look back to last year.
This may very well be the most sensitive asset ever to be housed in this facility.
Last year, the overwhelming favorite was La La Land. and it took that unbelievable envelope mix-up to emphasize the surprise win notched by Moonlight. The closest thing to a possible sure thing this year might be The Shape of Water, but to win, it will still have to overcome the Academy voters' penchant for steering clear of science fiction movies as Best Picture winners. Another possible third, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, but like La La Land last year, it may fall victim to its early shoo-in status and run out of steam.
Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway will both be back tonight for a Take Two. They are expected to present the Best Picture Award again following last year's infamous envelope snafu. Jimmy Kimmel hosting the Oscars on ABC tonight. Winds news time 3:05, checking 10:10 winds AccuWeather. The sun has broken out in most areas this afternoon. Temperatures in the 40s will head down to a low of 31 with cloudy skies tonight. Sun, some clouds tomorrow, high 44. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, down to 33. Tuesday, sunshine, followed by increasing clouds, high 44. Very late Tuesday and then Wednesday, another system moving our way. Cloudy on Wednesday, breezy, a mix of snow and rain with some snow accumulations possible. We are tracking this for you. High Wednesday of 37. Partly sunny now, 42 degrees. Going up to a high of 44 this afternoon in Midtown. Winds news time 3:06. That coyote that bit several people in Westchester County this week, we have now learned it was rabid. The coyote was tested after it was shot and killed by authorities at a golf course in Yonkers. The victims were from Yonkers, Hastings-on-Hudson, and Somers. Authorities are still looking for another coyote that's also presumed to be rabid. Police on both sides of the river quite busy today after the discovery of 3 bodies. Essex County prosecutors in New Jersey looking into the deaths of a woman and a man after their bodies were found floating in a lake at a park in Newark yesterday. Over in Brooklyn, the medical examiner tried to determine the cause of death of a 49-year-old man found lifeless in Prospect Park. Cops say the man was laying in a wooded area last night. There were no signs of trauma. He was pronounced dead at the scene. A war of words and tariffs. President Trump expected to announce that he will impose tariffs on imported steel and aluminum this week. On ABC's This Week, Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross, who backs the plan, responded with this.
Well, I know he's had conversations with a number of the world leaders. The decision obviously is his, but as of the moment, as far as I know, he's talking about a fairly broad brush.
The president said he will take things even further if the European Union boosts tariffs on American products in return. Word is he will tax European cars in retaliation should that happen. Winds news time 3:07.
Hi, I'm Joan London. If you're worried about your parent or loved one living alone, like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service.
Finding an apartment that was on the courtyard with the view of the trees, the view of the ducks, the stream, the creek, all that was what I needed.
You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information. Here's the number.
To speak with a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 800-809-0147. That's 800-809-0147.
A Place for Mom is a free service, and you can trust them to help you. So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
To speak with a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 800-809-0147. That's 800-809-0147.
Winds news time 3:08. Senator Schumer teaming up with students to make a new push for universal background checks. That story next.
There's absolutely nothing traditional about my small business. And when it comes to technology, I need someone who understands my unique needs. That's where my Dell Small Business Technology Advisor comes in. With one phone call, he sets me up with tailored products and services. And when my advisor is focused on my tech, I can focus on my small business.
Get end-to-end solutions with the help of a Dell advisor, including PCs featuring Intel Core processors. Call an advisor today at 877-BY-DELL.
Hi, Grandpa. I'm getting a great book about astronaut Adam. Have you read it?
No, the print is just too small.
NLS is a free library service from the Library of Congress for people who have difficulty reading print.
Hi, sweetie. There's no place like space. I listened to your book thanks to NLS.
Call 800-300-6000 today.
Winds news time 3:09. A push to require universal background checks announced by New York's senior senator today. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer was joined by students in talking about this effort.
Senator Schumer says things may be different this time when it comes to Congress passing tougher gun laws. We have fought hard for many things in the past. We haven't succeeded. But we have a secret weapon. That weapon? The teams he posed with and others around the nation who were galvanized by last month's high school shooting and demand change. Aiden Oakesler is a senior at Hunter College High School.
The idea that anyone could walk in at any time and do something similar to what the parking shooter did is something that's always in the back of my mind.
Schumer is calling for universal background checks and a debate on banning assault-style weapons. Rocky Stern 10-10 wins on the Upper East Side. The NRA, along with many gun owners, maintain they have a constitutional right to bear arms and oppose any legislation that would place any limits on that. Wins News Time 3:10, traffic and AccuWeather in 1 minute.
There's no business like your small business. Don't let it lag behind. Get Business Optimal 150 for only $40 a month for 2 years. That's 150 nights to keep you up to speed. Fast enough for swipe, charge, order, invoice, upload, email, and device. Our same-day service guarantee and 24/7 customer support keep your business moving. And access to over 1.5 million Optimum Wi-Fi hotspots means you can stay connected everywhere. And now you can add Optimum Voice with unlimited calling plans and over 20 business calling features for only $34.95 a month more for 2 years. Call 866-251-7924 to get Business Optimum 150 for only $40 a month for 2 years. Visit Optimum.com/business/150 bundle today. Because small doesn't mean slow. Offer for new business and current business video only customers. Adequate fees, equipment charges, and restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. See website for details.
Wins News Time 3:11. From the Mavis Discount Tire Traffic Center, here's Gloria Chapa.
Taking a look at the FDR Drive, sponsored by Boost Mobile. Northbound still slow. This is from the Queens Midtown Tunnel to the 90s. There's flooding at 96th Street. Looks like it's just in the right lane now. So it's moved, it's reduced, it's still pretty heavy there. Northbound Bronx to the Parkway before Yonkers. There's an accident in the right lane. That's from 1010 traffic tip caller Joe. Thanks, Joe, for calling that in. Now, here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels at the George Washington Bridge. 5 to 10 in both directions on both levels. Lincoln is 5 to 10 in both directions, and the Holland is 5 to 10 in both directions. Brooklyn Battery Tunnel is closed because it's running with only one tube open, and there's a stalled car they're trying to clear. To avoid that, jump over to the Brooklyn Bridge instead. Eastbound BQE, there's a stalled school bus at the Kosciuszko. Looks like there might even be some kids on there. It's right in the center lane. It's causing some heavy delays. Now, this message: switch to Boost Mobile and get 4 lines for $25 per line with unlimited gigs on every line on all the super reliable and super fast nationwide network. Switch today and get up to 4 free phones. If we're not saying what you're...
Wins News Time 3:12. Now the official 10-10 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast sponsored by IncredibleIndia.org. Here's meteorologist John Feerick with this live report. Yeah, partly to mostly cloudy sky out there for tonight. We'll get back to 31. Still a little bit of a breeze, but obviously the wind not nearly as strong now as it was for the last couple of days. Partly sunny tomorrow, a little bit breezy. Up into the mid-40s. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, down to 33. And then still quiet for Tuesday, but clouds on the increase again ahead of the next storm. And it does look like we'll see a coastal storm develop Tuesday night. High Tuesday, 44. Looks like Wednesday into Wednesday night we'll see some snow. Could be mixed with rain for a time, but it's looking more and more likely that we'll see some snow accumulation. And certainly could be some travel headaches on Wednesday. Stay tuned for further updates. The high Wednesday 37, windy and chilly Thursday high 44. Right now it's up to Park 42. Partial sun going out of 31 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather's John Feerick on New York's weather station. 10-10 Wins. Wins News Time 3:13. There's a big election coming up in Egypt. The race for that country's president will be decided later on this month. So the campaign for the incumbent president's opponent organized a rally to get his platform message across. And no one showed up, not even the candidate. Campaign workers of Mustafa Musa carried posters of him to a non-existent crowd. No surprise, therefore, that analysts are saying Egyptian President El-Sisi is virtually certain to win re-election in the vote, which will take place from March 26th to the 28th. Wins News Time 3:14, 10-10 Wins Sports in 1 minute.
There's so much to enjoy when you visit India. Fashion and shopping, mountain climbing, golf, and even skiing. India is a popular business travel destination, as well as the place people from around the world escape to recharge their spiritual batteries. Whether you are a wildlife lover,
traveler or adventurer, India has so much to offer. For more information, call the Office of India Tourism at 800-953-9399 or visit incredibleindia.org.
The views expressed in the following commercial message are solely those of the advertiser.
This is Captain Patrick Walsh, chairman of the JetBlue division of the Airline Pilots Association, the world's largest pilot union. JetBlue is making record profits while taking 3 years to negotiate a pilot contract. JetBlue management fails to recognize the value of our 3,500 pilots. It's time for JetBlue to stop stalling and invest in their pilots. For more, go to JetBlueAlphaPilots.com. That's JetBlueAlphaPilots.com.
By the Airline Pilots Association. Wins News Time, 3:15. Now 10:10 Wins Sports. Here's Dave Urad.
Steven Matz shelled again, David. It's 7-3 Nationals, bottom 7 in Port St. Lucie. The Mets left-hander responsible for 5 runs, which included 2 walks. He only recorded 2 outs. This year for the Astros tagged him for 5 runs on Tuesday.
You want to see results. Even though it's spring training, you want to see results. You don't want hitters to get hits off you. I don't care. It's a live BP or in a game or in the regular season, so it's definitely frustrating.
Jay Bruce and Todd Frazier with home runs for the Amazings. Meantime,
I don't think it's important to use it as a deadline, so, like I said, it'd definitely be an honor to start it, but if I don't, then I don't.
starter Jacob deGrom talking about opening day after his roughly 42-pitch bullpen session this morning. The right-hander was supposed to throw live BP. He did not, obviously. He says his back is fine regardless. Pitching coach Dave Island won't hold deGrom out for March 29th against the Cardinals.
We're not going to be careless just so he can pitch opening day. If it falls where he can, he will, because he earned it. He deserves that start. But we're not going to push the envelope because he's careless, and he starts opening day and doesn't start again until June. That'll be pretty ignorant on our part.
deGrom is expected to throw a simulated game on Tuesday. The Yankees are losing to the Rays 6-1, bottom 6. Chad Green, 2 scoreless, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. Aroldis Chapman, his spring debut, he was charged to run. Giancarlo Stanton playing left field, lost a couple of balls in the sun. Knicks are back at it tonight at the Kings following their brutal loss to the Clippers Friday, which featured absolutely no defense. New York losers of 11 out of 12. The Nets dropped 14 of their past 16, and they visit said Clippers tonight. Only hockey local in action are the Devils. The Vegas Golden Knights invade the Rock. New Jersey 4 points back of the Penguins for 3rd place in the Metropolitan Division. Corey Schneider's in net. March Madness is on the highway waiting 7 seconds. He's still dribbling 5 seconds. He starts to move with 4. 2 seconds. Jones, 3 for the win. He got it. Radford wins it. At the buzzer, the Big South Freshman of the Year with the biggest shot of the year. Brandon Gaudin on Westwood 1. Radford punching their ticket. A 55-52 W over Liberty to capture the Big South. Sports at 15 and 45 around the clock. Dave Uran, 10-10 Wins Sports.
Wins News Time, 3:18.
And we're back. Well, it all comes down to this, fans. 3 seconds left on the clock. Down by 1. If they make this kick, it'll be one of the biggest comebacks in football history. I tell you, you can feel the tension in the air. And here's the snap. The kick is up. Yes! Yes! I don't believe it! I don't believe it! I just won big money on a New York lottery scratch-off. A police down! This is great! High five for everyone. Come on, guys. You get a high five. You get a high five. Hey, you get a high five. Who's the lucky winner? This guy's the lucky winner. Oh, the kick. Yeah, no good. Game over. But I just won a bunch of money.
Win anywhere, win anytime. Play scratch-off games from the New York Lottery and you could be one of over 4 million weekly winners.
Well, that was fun.
Must be 18 or older to purchase a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly.
Partly sunny skies across the area now. Temperatures in the low 40s. Mostly cloudy skies ahead for tonight with a low of 31.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Wins News Time, 3:19.
Dear Calvary Hospital, as the Chief of Counterterrorism for the New York City Police Department, I served with some pretty remarkable people. When my Aunt Mary entered Calvary during her final weeks, I experienced another extraordinary group. The staff at Calvary's Dawn Green Hospice at Mary Manning Walsh Home in Manhattan. Aunt Mary lived life with pride, passion, and purpose. Proud of her loving family, Catholic faith, and Irish heritage. All her life she took care of everyone else. Now it was time that someone took care of her. Calvary gave her the peace, comfort, and dignity she so greatly deserved. We will never forget what Aunt Mary meant to us, and we will never forget Calvary. Thank you, James R. Waters.
This is Frank Calamari, president of Calvary Hospital. Calvary is now in Manhattan at the Dawn Green Hospice at Mary Manning Law's home. Call us today at 718-518-2465. Thank you.
AccuWeather is the most trusted name in forecasting. You can only get it on one radio station, 1010 Winds.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Winds. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. It's 42 degrees, partly sunny skies at 3:20 on this Sunday, March 4th. I'm David Weiss. Here's what's happening. Tens of thousands of customers across our area still waiting for power to be restored in the aftermath of Friday's storm. We'll have the latest on the repairs and the cleanup. An investigation underway after shots were fired at an off-duty corrections officer early this morning in Queens. Who are your Oscar choices for tonight? We'll preview the Academy Awards as we zero in on the Best Actor category, among others. And Robert Mueller's investigation is now reportedly focusing on a businessman with ties to the family business of the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. 1010 Winds AccuWeather becoming sunny this afternoon. Temperatures in the 40s, dropping to a low of 31 tonight with mostly cloudy skies.
This is Dave Uran. Today's spring training action, Yankees facing the Rays, the Mets the Nationals. Meantime, the Knicks are in Sacramento tonight. The Nets will play the Clippers, Devils to host Vegas, and the Big Ten Finals at the Garden.
Winds near time, 321. From the Ram Trucks Traffic Center, here's Gloria Chapa.
Still seeing some very heavy traffic on the northbound FDR Drive. There's some flooding at 96th Street. Now it's moved to the right lane. You do have heavy traffic back to the Queens Midtown Tunnel, and I mean very heavy traffic. You might want to avoid jumping onto the FDR Drive until you can get past that. Now here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The George Washington Bridge, Lincoln and Holland are each 5 to 10 minutes in both directions. The Queens Midtown and Brooklyn Battery Tunnel each only have one tube open, taking two-way traffic, and the westbound Queens Midtown Tunnel has heavy traffic almost all the way back to the LIE. Now the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel has been reopened. There was a stalled car that was blocking traffic, so that seems to be out of the way. Now, moving over to what we see on Long Island's Big Three. Meadowbrook, let's go ahead and start out with the LIE North State. Not a problem there. Southern State is slow in both directions, exit 17 to 21. And southbound Meadowbrook, there's an accident in the right lane at Old Country Road causing delays. Now moving over to the eastbound BQE, got an accident at Atlantic Avenue in the center lane and a stalled bus at the Kosciuszko again in the center lane. I'm Gloria Chapa. Our next report at 3:31 on 1010 Winds.
Winds news time 3:22. Repairs and cleanup continuing today in the aftermath of that destructive nor'easter on Friday. Plenty of damage and power outages. Tens of thousands of customers in hard-hit Westchester still waiting for their power to come back. 1010 Winds reporter Roger Stern spoke to those at a shelter in northern Westchester forced out of their homes when the power went out.
There are cots here at the shelter in Somers, but Muriel thought others more in need should use them. She slept at home.
It was freezing. I wore thermal underwear under my pajamas and my scarf and socks. But once I got into bed with 34,000 blankets, I was fine.
On this third day without power, many blame NYSEG for not maintaining a more reliable electrical system. But Janet Park says Friday's storm was overwhelming.
No, I figured when it happened it was big.
NYSEG says it's working diligently to repair lines with crews from as far away as Canada. Rob from Stern, 1010 Winds in Somers in northern Westchester.
Latest numbers as of just a few hours ago show about 80,000 customers in Westchester still without power. Con Ed, which also serves part of Westchester, saying it's giving out dry ice in 2 locations in Westchester County today at New Rochelle City Hall and in the Kmart Shopping Center in Yorktown Heights. Across New Jersey, JCP&L reporting about 98,000 customers with no power. Some not expected to get electricity back until Wednesday. PSEG Long Island says the number of outages across the island now about 4,000. Winds news time 3:24. Police investigating shots fired at a Department of Corrections officer. Officials say it happened around 2 this morning in the Ditmar section of Queens. At least one man, they say, fired shots at an off-duty corrections officer and fled on foot. We're told there were 9 shell casings found at the scene at 20th Avenue and Steinway Street. The officer was not hit. No arrests have been made as of yet.
Suffolk County Police investigating the discovery of skeletal remains in Brentwood. Remains were found in the yard of 26 Frank Street yesterday afternoon. Newsday reporting investigators believe the remains were possibly buried there decades ago. The Suffolk County Medical Examiner is trying to determine the identity and cause of death. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers in Suffolk at 800-220-TIPS. Could Bada Bing be coming back? The strip club in Lodi, which is really known as Staten Dolls, may be reopening. NJ.com reports there's a grand reopening sign in the window of the Route 17 establishment, but the New Jersey State Division of Alcoholic Beverage Control told the paper they're still reviewing the liquor license for a possible new owner. Staten Dolls was closed down last December after the owner lost his liquor license for allegedly promoting prostitution on the property. The location became famous after it was used for the exterior shots in the HBO series The Sopranos. Partly sunny right now, low 40s, mostly cloudy evening ahead with a low of 31. Sunshine, some clouds tomorrow, high 44. Sunshine and more clouds Tuesday, high 44. And Wednesday, looking at another system that could reach us with a mix of snow and rain, accumulations of snow possible with a high of 37. Winds News Time 325.
The skills you can develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you an edge in the high-tech job market of tomorrow. The Guard offers career training to take advantage of your skills in science, technology, engineering, and math that can help give you a leg up to a high-paying and rewarding STEM profession. Get a head start on your career while earning money to pay for college. Log on to NationalGuard.com to learn about all of the STEM career opportunities in the Army National Guard. Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard. Aired by the New York State Broadcasters Association and this station.
New York cops are hosting meetings in local neighborhoods to find out what it's going to take to make us also safer. They want to know what we think.
So what could probably help is having policing in neighborhoods be the same in certain communities for a while. I think would help us feel more like, okay, we know this officer, you know, there's some sort of connection. There's a communication, an acknowledgement of one each other as just people.
Go to buildtheblock.nyc to find the meeting in your neighborhood. Paid for by the New York City Police Foundation.
Winds News Time 326. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Winds. Here's Elisa Peretti.
If watchmakers could turn back time, they'd go back before the arrival of Fitbit and other wearable tech. Apple shipped more watches during the holiday quarter than the entire Swiss watch industry combined, according to Statista.
What's happening is that companies have to find new ways to generate revenue.
Bloomberg reporter Stephanie Wong says that's led luxury watch sellers to deal in a growing secondhand market. Owners of expensive watches trade their used ones in for a different style. One jeweler in business for more than 100 years, Stockbrook, has embraced the used watch market.
When you call, email, or live chat our team, you'll immediately be connected to one of our experts who will be able to assist you in buying, selling, or trading your watch.
His sales of used watches have been growing at an average rate of 40% annually in the past 5 years.
Meantime, sales of new watches are up only about 3 to 5%. An analyst in Zurich thinks the pre-owned watch market may stretch to $5 billion a year. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Elisa Ferrenti for 1010 Winds.
Winds News Time 328.
I love my husband. He's sweet, thoughtful, and kind. But his snoring and sleep apnea drive me crazy and prevent both of us from getting a good night's sleep. Most nights he eventually ends up on the couch and I end up alone. His doctor says his health issues will continue if he doesn't treat his sleep apnea, and that worries me. He tried using CPAP, but he couldn't tolerate the mask. So now what?
If you have obstructive sleep apnea and can't get relief from CPAP, there is another option. It's called Inspire. Inspire works inside your body, delivering mild stimulation throughout the night to keep your airway open, giving you and your partner the quiet, restful sleep you need. Inspire is FDA approved to treat obstructive sleep apnea and is offered at over 150 leading medical centers across the country. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more, review important safety information, and to find a doctor who can help determine if Inspire is right for you. The freedom to sleep like everyone else is just a click away at InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com. Winds News Time 329. How would you like a second source of income without having to work a second job? Does that sound just about too good to be true? Well, my friends at Online Trading Academy can show you how other people are doing this every day. You see, they have a patented core strategy that can help you learn how to follow what the big banks on Wall Street are doing and how profits are being made when the market goes up and even when it goes down. Right now, they are offering a free Wall Street Insider Kit, so you can get started right away. Just call 877-380-TRADE. You'll get 2 online classes, instructional videos, and a guide that will help you learn to build that second income. It's all free. Call 877-380-TRADE. They will even throw in 2 free tickets to an upcoming workshop, so you can ask questions and learn more. The market is making all kinds of moves. Are you ready to move with it? Call 877-380-TRADE. 877-380-TRADE. Ahead with a low of 31. Good afternoon, I'm David Weiss. Winds News Time at the tone, 3:30.
Good afternoon, I'm Sonia Rincon. There could be some surprises at the Oscars tonight with no clear frontrunners in some of the big categories. That's not the case for Best Actor. Correspondent Jason Nathanson in Hollywood takes a look at those nominees.
Not a lot of drama in this category. Gary Oldman, who's almost unrecognizable as Winston Churchill in the World War II drama Darkest Hour, has won every major award up until this point, and there's no reason to think that he won't win the Oscar, which would be his first. He was not before other nominees this year. Get Out's Daniel Kaluuya and Call Me By Your Name's Timothy Washington, and Phantom Thread's Daniel Day-Lewis.
The Best Actress nominees are Sally Hawkins for The Awards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, Meryl Streep for The Post, and Margot Robbie for I, Tonya. And if you can manage to stay up late, stick around for the final award. Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway will be back together tonight to announce the Best Picture winner. Winds News Time, 3:31. From the Ram Trucks Traffic Center, here's Gloria Chapa.
Well, Sonia, we're still looking at some very heavy traffic trying to get onto the northbound SDR Drive. There's some flooding at 96th Street in the right lane, and you do have some heavy traffic from the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Now, moving over a little further north into the Bronx, northbound Bronx River Parkway, just before Yonkers, there's an accident in the right lane causing delays. Southbound Deegan, as you make your way into Willis Avenue, there's an accident in the right lane as well. And then moving over to what we see on Long Island's Big Three. LIE and Northern State, not too bad in either direction. The Southern State is slow in both directions from exit 17 to 21. Looks like we have an accident westbound right around exit 19. And on the Meadowbrook southbound, there's an accident at Old Country Road blocking the right lane, delays back to the Northern State Parkway. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. At the George Washington Bridge, not so bad, 5 to 10 minutes in both directions on both levels. Starting to build up, though, on that upper level. Over to the Lincoln and Holland, 5 to 10 in both directions. And the Queens Midtown Brooklyn Battery Tunnel each have one tube open, taking two-way traffic with heavy traffic in both directions. Your next traffic and transit update in less than 10 minutes. The next breaking traffic alert when it happens. I'm Gloria Chapa on 1010 Winds.
Winds News Time, 3:32. Now the official 1010 Winds AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Still pretty breezy out there. Here's meteorologist John Furyk with this live report.
Yeah, definitely. Still a little bit breezy, but not as windy as it's been the last 2 days. This wind has been taking its time calming down. And we're still going to be probably breezy out there tonight into tomorrow as well. Partly to mostly cloudy sky tonight down to 31. Sunshine, some clouds tomorrow up to 44. And partly cloudy tomorrow night down to 33. Sunshine, give way to clouds Tuesday. Then the next storm, we're up to 44. That storm moves in here on Wednesday. Looks like we'll see some snow, perhaps mixed with rain, but it does look like some accumulation of snow is more likely and more likely as we head through time here. Certainly the track and intensity of the storm still a little bit up in the air. Stay tuned for further updates on that. The high Wednesday, 37, then windy and chilly Thursday, high 44. Right now it's at Park 42 with some sun. Going out to 31 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather's John Furyk on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
Winds News Time, 3:33. We have 43 degrees in Baychester, 41 in Morristown, and 44 at the Acme in Hoboken. Play the Monopoly Collect and Win game at Acme. See game rules at shopplaywin.com.
Tonight, season 2 of The Good Fight begins on CBS All Access. Kill all the lawyers. With those words, Stan Grenoble ran down his attorney.
Oh my God.
Baby, I need love. Christine Baranski.
I don't know what's going on in the world anymore.
Chris Jumbo and Rose Leslie.
Okay. Every case is spinning out of control.
There's no secret like lawyers. A couple of lawyers get killed, you think you all have targets on your back. The Good Fight, streaming tonight exclusively on CBS All Access.
Wins News Time, 3:34. Robert Mueller's investigation is examining a businessman with ties to President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner and his family's business. The New York Times reports the connection has raised questions about whether the United Arab Emirates was looking to buy influence. Correspondent David Wright has more.
Kushner's business ties in the region are now under scrutiny. The Times reports that Mueller is now talking with a Lebanese-American businessman who made several trips to the White House ahead of President Trump's trip to the Middle East. It's a sign that the Mueller probe may be expanding to look at possible influence peddling overseas.
According to the New York Times, the businessman George Nader has been an advisor to Abu Dhabi's Crown Prince. President Trump may have a Republican challenger for the 2020 election. Word is Ohio Governor John Kasich is considering it. Kasich was asked on CNN's State of the Union if he plans on running in the 2020 Republican presidential primary.
I'm going to be out of being governor here soon. I don't know what I'm going to do, but all options are on the table, both for me in my private, my professional life. But I want to keep a voice because I think it's important, whether it's trade, immigration. And by the way, have we forgotten the dreamers? The DACA, the young people who came here, they're not even in the news anymore.
Some GOP members are hoping other Republican challengers will also step up, like Arizona Senator Jeff Flake and Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse. The NYPD is asking for help finding the guy who robbed a 92-year-old woman in Astoria last night. It happened around 7:30 near 46th Street and 28th Avenue. The robber was on a bike and knocked the elderly woman to the ground when he grabbed her purse. She was taken to a hospital for scrapes and bruises. We have surveillance pictures of the suspect at 1010wins.com. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. Wins News Time, 3:35.
This is Owen.
Hi.
He's an imaginary person who represents many business owners.
Imaginary? I'm right here.
Owen is savvy.
I'm savvy.
He knows digital marketing is imperative to grow his business.
Of course.
But he's not sure how it works or who to trust.
What do you mean I don't? Smart Reach Digital.
That's why he should turn to Smart Reach Digital.
We were just discussing this like 2 seconds
Smart
ago.
Reach Digital designs programs that promote your business and generate leads.
Can you really not see me? I mean, we're face to face.
Do you need a digital partner you can trust?
I'm imaginary. Maybe you're imaginary.
Learn more at growwithsmartreach.com.
I'm Sally Smith. I've lived in the Bronx all my life. After I retired, I came to ArchCare.
The ArchCare Senior Life PACE program keeps seniors healthy, independent, and out of nursing homes.
ArchCare treats you right. The doctors are good. They look after you. They really are a good team.
ArchCare Senior Life delivers all the health and other services seniors need. 24/7, complete medical care, physical and occupational therapy, home care, even transportation.
ArchCare is a wonderful place. We go on trips, dance, have band. Everybody have a good time, you know? And then we go fishing, to the movies, we went to plays.
At ArchCare, seniors have a place to go during the day where they will be safe and active.
Thank you, ArchCare, for making me feel happy. They really do.
To learn more, visit archcare.org. That's archcare.org. Or call 855-951-CARE. ArchCare, the continuing care community of the Archdiocese of New York.
Wins News Time, 3:37. Now a commentary on 1010 Wins. The comments expressed are solely those of Sister Camille D'Arienzo, the Sisters of Mercy.
Pope Francis, aware of the poverty so many suffer, is encouraging generous almsgiving from those with money beyond their needs. He says that almsgiving sets us free from greed and it helps us to regard our neighbor as a brother or sister. He shares a deep hope when he says, "How I would like almsgiving to become a genuine style of life for each of us." This is all the more fitting during the Lenten season when many groups take up collections to assist churches and people in need. I would also hope that even in our daily encounters with those who beg for our assistance, we would see such requests as coming from God Himself. When we give alms, we share in God's providential care for each of His children. If through me God helps someone today, will He not tomorrow provide for my own needs? For no one is more generous than God. This is Sister Camille D'Arienzo.
Wins News Time, 3:38. And 1010 Wins Entertainment News. Black Panther has cracked the $500 million mark.
What's happening now? What's happening?
The Disney Marvel superhero blockbuster continues continues to dominate the box office, taking in another $65 million this weekend. The movie has become the 10th highest grosser of all time. Red Sparrow debuted in distant second place with $17 million, and the Death Wish remake came in third with $13 million. Game night and Peter Rabbit about the top 5. With news time, 3:39.
Guys, in your bedroom it was all about her, right? So if you're worried about letting her down, here's how to make sure ED can never ruin your love life. Boston Medical Group, the experts in men's sexual health, have an advanced ED treatment made from FDA-approved medications that works for 98% of men. Over the past 20 years, it's helped more than 1 million guys, even those who can't take prescription ED pills. Seeing is believing. So to show you how effective this fast-acting treatment is, you'll receive a free dose during your appointment. Almost everyone sees amazing results right there in the office. In fact, most wish they'd done it earlier. Why suffer another night of embarrassment? Call Boston Medical Group right now. They're running 2 more incredible limited-time offers. Get a complete ED evaluation for only $95. That's a $400 savings. Plus, be one of the next 50 callers and get a $150 credit towards any medication. You'll see positive results guaranteed. Call 1-800-918-3700. That's 1-800-918-3700. 1-800-918-3700. BostonMedicalGroup.com.
Thank you for making 1010 Wins your number one choice for news in New York.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. It's 42 degrees at 3:40 on this Sunday, the 4th of March. I'm Sonia Rincon, and here's what's happening. Lots of lingering power outages in the northern suburbs this weekend. The nor'easter's damage could mean another day without electricity for thousands of people. Senator Schumer says now is the time to talk about gun control. Students by his side, he's making another push for reforms that have failed in the past. President Trump could make a formal announcement on tariffs this week as the British Prime Minister calls him to express concerns. More Bill Cosby accusers could take the stand at his retrial. He'll be back in court tomorrow. The 1010 Wins AccuWeather forecast tonight mostly cloudy, low 31. Tomorrow some sun and clouds, a high of 44.
His debut ram, Jacob deGrom, addresses his chances for Mets opening day. Meantime, the Amazings are playing the Nationals in spring training while the Yankees are facing the Rays. Knicks and Nets are out west tonight, and the Devils are home for Vegas.
Wins news time 3:41. Traffic and transit on the ones. Here's Gloria Chapa.
All right, starting out with the SDR Drive, we've been looking at some heavy traffic as you make your way in, sponsored by Spot Hero northbound. There's some flooding at 96th Street in the right lane. These delays back to the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Southbound Major D again, approaching Willis Avenue. There's an accident in the right lane, and here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. At the George Washington Bridge, inbound upper and lower level is going to be about a 10-minute wait, especially on the upper level. A little bit better on the lower, 5 to 10 outbound. Lincoln and Holland is 5 to 10 in both directions. Queens Midtown, Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, only 1-2 is open, taking two-way traffic. And now this message. And finally, here's a way you can save time parking. Use Spot Hero anytime you park. First-time users can enter promo code CITY for $10 off. Spot Hero, park smarter. I'm Gloria Chapa. Our next report at 3:51 on 1010 Wins.
Wins news time 3:42. It's been a busy weekend. Well, it's been a weekend of frustration for tens of thousands of power customers still waiting for the lights and, in some cases, the heat to come back on. With all the trees and power lines knocked out in Friday's nor'easter, it's been an extra busy weekend for NYSEG and Con Ed, both of which have brought in workers from out of state to help get it all restored. Con Ed's Alan Drury telling customers, hang in there.
We believe that we'll have the restoration in Westchester substantially done, about 90% done by Tuesday night.
Among the communities dealing with blackouts, Mount Vernon, where Mayor Richard Thomas is frustrated.
This storm did bring large, strong winds, but the amount of trees that went down and the amount of wires that it took down, it's something to tell us that we really need to rethink how we're turning the lights on.
There are still more than 100,000 people in the city and immediate suburbs out. Con Ed is giving out free dry ice at the Kmart in Yorktown Heights and the City Hall parking lot in New Rochelle all afternoon. Wins news time 3:43. In New Jersey, the Essex County Prosecutor's Office is looking into the deaths of a woman and a man after their bodies were found floating in the lake in Waquea Park yesterday. Right now, investigators do not believe the incidents are related. In Brooklyn, the NYPD is investigating the death of a 49-year-old man in Prospect Park. The body was discovered yesterday in a wooded area. There were no signs of trauma. It's 42 degrees. Expect to get down to 31 tonight, mostly cloudy. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds and a high of 44. Winds news time, 3:44.
The most anticipated musical of the season has arrived. Frozen. Experience the story you love in a way only Broadway can offer. Visit FrozenTheMusical.com to watch exclusive content, hear new music, and see why Frozen on Broadway is what you've been waiting for.
Adopted parents on Long Island. Are you struggling with your child? Raising children with loss and early childhood trauma can be difficult because these children require different parenting approaches. Join us for our 6-week Reframing Parenting series or contact us for help at the Adoption and Guardianship Assistance Program for Everyone, Agape, at 631-598-1983. That's 631-598-1983. Agape is a program of the Adoptive and Foster Family Coalition of New York, AFFCNY.org.
Winds news time, 3:45. Now 10:10 Winds Sports. Here's Dave Urell.
Sonia, think it's too early to worry about the Mets, Steven Matz? Think again. Another shot the other way, another hit for the Nationals. Severino being waved home. Bruce is thrown to the plate. Severino is safe. Nationals have batted around here in the first inning. They've scored 5. And Steven Matz will not make it through this first inning. Wayne Rendazzo, pitch 11, walk 2, only recorded 2 outs. 5 runs allowed for the second game in a row for the left-hander.
Especially runners on, can't walk guys. So just gonna keep getting better at this stuff and just gonna work as hard as I can and see if I can get some improvements here.
Nationals beat the Mets 7-3. Jay Bruce and Todd Frazier homer. Jacob deGrom was supposed to throw a live BP today. He did not. Instead, he threw around 40 pitches in a normal bullpen. The Mets right-hander said his back is fine.
If I don't start opening day, it's not the end of the world. The goal is to go out there and make, every start once the season starts. So whether it's opening day that I start or it's, 3rd, 4th, 5th day, then it's just the goal to make every one of them.
To Tampa, where the Yankees are losing to the Rays 6-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Chad Green 2 scoreless. Aroldis Chapman faced 3 batters in his spring debut. Recorded 1 out. He was charged to run. Giancarlo Stanton struggled with a couple of balls in the sun playing left field. NBA locals with late-night hoops out west. The Knicks are at the Kings after lacking defense against the Clippers the other night. The Nets will take on LA tonight. New York and Brooklyn combining to drop 25 of their last 28, and that's a lot of bad basketball. At the college level, Radford making it to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2009. A buzzer beater 3 defeated Liberty in the Big South title game, 55-52. You got the Big Ten final coming up at the Garden, Michigan against Purdue. CAA quarters tonight, Hofstra versus UNC Wilmington. Next semis, Iona and St. Peter's, and then Fairfield against Quinnipiac. Hockey, the Devils are looking to end their 2-game slide. They host the Golden Knights later on with Corey Schneider in net. Sports at 15 and 45 around the clock. Dave Urell, 10-10 Winds Sports.
Winds news time, 3:47.
Hello, New York. It's Jeff from Cats5Litter.com. Is a cat a part of your family? If so, please listen up. We have a real problem. 8 billion pounds of clumping clay litter gets put into our landfills every year. That's why I created Cats5Litter. It's 100% organic, all natural, dust-free, lightweight coconut cat litter. We're thinking healthier, folks, and we hope you are too. With Cats5Litter, when your cat's done with it, recycle it. Use it in your yard, flower bed, or your compost pile. Folks, I just want you to give it a try. We offer a money-back guarantee. Just go to Cats5Litter.com, and that's Catspot, S-P-O-T. Please use promo code SPOT3 for 15% off your first order. That's promo code SPOT3. I appreciate you listening.
It's 42 degrees, getting down to 31 in Midtown.
Generous financial aid, easy transfer, earn at Adelphi Castle, no hassle. Apply and enroll all in one day at Adelphi's Transfer Admission Day, Garden City, Thursday, March 15th, or Tuesday, March 20th, between noon and 7 p.m. at delphi.edu/transfer.
Wins News Time 3:48. Senator Chuck Schumer says it is the time to talk about gun control.
Aiden Oaksler, a senior at Hunter College High School, joined the growing movement of teens to say never again after last month's high school shooting in Parkland.
We don't think that a shooter's going to walk in at any second and do this, but the fact that it could happen is a really scary thing to think about.
Oaksler and other teens stood with Senator Chuck Schumer as he called for tougher gun laws.
I have never seen such strength and activity in this movement until now.
Schumer says a teen march on Washington this month may finally convince the president and Congress to pass universal background checks and to ban assault-style weapons. Roger Stern, 1010 Wins on the Upper East Side.
The NRA and many gun owners say Americans have a constitutional right to bear arms and oppose any legislation that would limit that. Well, the idea of arming teachers in New York may not even be an option after an upcoming vote in Albany. Democrat State Senator Todd Kaminsky of Long Island has introduced a bill to ensure teachers would not be armed in classrooms. The bill would restrict guns to security and law enforcement personnel on campus only. But it may be hard to get past the GOP-controlled Senate. State Senate Republicans blocked 4 other gun control bills last week. At a rare Saturday, legislative session was held in Florida. On the agenda yesterday, banning the AR-15. The Florida State Senate approved the ban and then minutes later defeated the bill.
Florida's state legislature briefly accepted and then rejected a bill banning the sale of AR-15 assault rifles, the type of weapon used in the shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School. A voice vote in the state Senate passed the amendment approving a 2-year moratorium on sales of the weapon and then reconsidered the measure about 15 minutes later. Florida lawmakers considered multiple measures aimed at reducing gun violence, including spending millions of dollars for school safety and improving mental health services. I'm Bill Michaels.
Wins News Time 3:50. Britain's Prime Minister Theresa May has told President Donald Trump she has deep concerns about his threatened trade war with the European Union. They called him on the phone this morning to let him know. A European Union official says the EU would retaliate swiftly with tariffs on American products like Harley-Davidson motorcycles, bourbon whiskey, and Levi's jeans. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross defended the president's steel and aluminum import tariffs on ABC this week.
Sure, there may well be some sort of retaliation, but the amounts that they're talking about are also pretty trivial.
He says the president will likely make a formal announcement about the tariffs this coming week. White House Trade Advisor Peter Navarro says no countries would be excluded from the tariffs, not even the United States' top allies. Wins News Time 3:51. From the Ramshaw Traffic Center, here's Gloria Chama.
Starting out with the north on SDR Drive, it's been slow all day because of some flooding at 96th Street with delays back to the Keys Midtown Tunnel. Might see some rubber necking delays on the southbound side. Southbound Major Deegan is slow as you go into Willis Avenue. Looks like there's a problem there with an accident in the right lane causing some delays. Actually, it looks like it's in the right lane right before you get to the RSK Bridge. Northern State Parkway out on Long Island westbound exit 27 Ave. There's an accident blocking the right lane. That's Shelter Rock Road. And then heading over the inbound Guadalupe PT combo is slow from the Prospect to Atlantic Avenue and then to Williamsburg to the LIE. Eastbound Belt Parkway is heavy from Flatbush Avenue to Pennsylvania Avenue. And on the Garden State Parkway, New Jersey northbound, just from exit 151 to 153A, a 2-mile delay. Just a lot of people out there. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. George Washington Bridge, inbound upper level is 10 to 15 minutes. Lower level is 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes on the outbound side. That's the in both directions at the Lincoln and the Holland. In a jam, call the 1010 Wins traffic tip line 844 Jam 1010. I'm Gloria Chapa. Our next report at 401 on 1010 Wins.
Wins News Time 3:52. Now the official 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist John Burek with this live report.
Well, we're going to have a partly to mostly cloudy sky out there for tonight. A little bit of a breeze. We'll dip back